Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everyone. Everybody live. Necessary and needed. Alright, so the title and message that is being given is Saved by the Bell. Welcome, everyone. Happy Tuesday, and happy Tuesday, everyone. Come on in. Hi, guys. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a message for the collective. Collective, my messages are timeless, so when you see them is when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. If you're new to my platform, welcome. Please hit that subscription button, follow button, so you can get alerts when I go live. Alright, so this space is a sanctuary for alignment, intuitive guidance, and high vibration energy. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Thank you guys for being here. Come on in. Welcome. How's everyone doing today? So I had a dream last night, and let me tell y'all. So I'm gonna punch my dream in, and into chat. Just so y'all know, I like AI. I don't really for everything that it is, it's also not. Anybody that's using chat, please be mindful that if one, and I don't know how the paid version is, right? But just be mindful that it's only as good as its programmers. And what I have found that, thank you guys for being here. What I have found, even in the middle of last night, it keeps being reprogrammed and reset. I don't know why they're doing that, who's doing it. The reason why I know is because I like using chat, right? I like using AI. Last night, I woke up in the middle of the night. Mind you, to the tune of everybody's late today. Like everybody's late for some reason. Although we're on time. So you were supposed to be when you're supposed to be, for how you're supposed to be. This is Incense by Saya Baba. They're in my store. All right, so down below. There's nothing linked, just so y'all know. But if you're wondering what it is, it's nothing but a plain incense. It comes from Saya Baba. It was one of the gifts that was given to me from one of the TikTok shops. So if you're looking for it, wondering what it is, it's frankincense. So I ain't doing nothing crazy, just lighting. Hey, can you put this over there? Just somewhere. Oh, just give me that. Put it right there, actually, because cleaning the energy in the air, all right? So it's from a TikTok shop seller, and it is linked in my shop, okay? So if you're looking for it, that's what it is. No sales tag, no nothing attached, just showing y'all what it was. All right, can you close my doors, please? And thank you. So I woke up in the middle of the night, and I started, thank you, sorry to bother you, I love you. Um, and I was talking to one of the sellers, ended up sending me a message, so I was sending a message, right? So I took the message that I normally take, that it gave me. It was a message that it drafted for me, which is in another message, and I stuck it inside of the chat, right? So the chat proceeds to tell me, and if it's a lie, they told it, so I'll tell you what it said. It proceeds to tell me that it can't pull from a previous message, right? Which is a total lie, because they're saved. But I told y'all, literally sitting here in front of y'all, it told me that it lies. Okay, so if it's a lie, it's telling it all by itself. Can't nobody say I'm doing it. All right. So I asked for storefront assistance. The message is saved by the bell, a timely warning, divine pause, and the collective. That's the message. So we're gonna put that over there. And then I'm gonna tell y'all what my dream was, because man, whatever that is crazy. Um, and y'all take it how it resonates, because y'all already know how everything plays itself out into the system. You can add it to whatever you feeling. And as I explain to everybody, if there's something that you want to say, because the way I be, messing with this thing and programming it, it's kind of, when it's right, it's right. So that's what I like. But if you're a person who don't have critical thinking, and you're using chat, and you're trying to sound smart and everything else, and not really thinking about what it's saying, it's going to do some weird mess. And then you're going to have people looking at you crazy. Straight talk, no chair. I love you. Thank you for being here. All right. So, literally what I did was I said, could you please update this? I drafted a little bit. Your system, your, um, your system, this has already been requested twice and denied. I keep removing it from my storefront. Mind you, has nothing to do with, y'all, other than the message that's coming. So I'm going to tell you why. So this thing says, I hear your frustration, and I want to be very clear and honest with you. I cannot update or change another company's system policies. Wasn't asking it that, right? So I proceed. It said a bunch of shit. I skipped. I said, I'm not frustrated, and could you find the paragraph that you gave me before? That's all I wanted to do, was locate where it was, so I can, copy it and send it to the people. I already drafted it. I keep sending it to, the companies that do whatever they're doing, right? This thing proceeds to tell me, got it. Thank you for clarifying. You're right, and I appreciate you saying that. I don't have the ability to search or quote a specific paragraph for word from a past conversation unless it's still visible in the chat thread. Once a new chat starts, I automatically pull an extract paragraph unless you paste part of it or describe it more precisely. I pasted it. Normally, as soon as I paste that, it pops up exactly the thing that it knows that I'm referencing. So whatever this is saying, it seems like I'm talking to a whole new person, okay? All right, so I didn't even pay attention to what the hell else is saying. I took the first conversation, so I've been ignoring it, and I go back. I said, it is visible in the chat. Stop being lazy and please find it. Mind y'all, that's how a lot of people deal with us right now in this world. They are lazy, and they don't like going to look up nothing. You can call somewhere because you need something, and they'll give you the I think version. Meanwhile, these people be on the job not knowing and doing nothing, okay? So it said, you're right. Thank you for calling that out. You're right. Thank you for calling that out. I've got it, and I'm not going to dance around it. Here's the exact paragraph I gave you earlier that is visible in the chat. Now, here is the exact paragraph I gave you earlier that is visible in this chat. So I don't know if it means in this chat, but it should be pulling what it normally does. It said, This item has been reviewed and denied multiple times by automatic review. I am requesting a manual human review as the listing complies with platform policies and does not violate restricted content guidelines. Please escalate this request beyond automated enforcement. Again, I'm ignoring everything else that it said because that's what I did last night. Um, why can't you find it in previous history? Because that's not what I said. So I don't know where it's pulling whatever this is. So again, the system is only as good as the programmers, right? That could be me, that could be them. But mind you, this thing I've already been playing with for a while because I've already told y'all that I like using it. So, whatever it is and whatever it's not. So know that two things can be true at the same time. It could be good and bad at the same time. All right, again, ignored it because what the hell are you talking about? I said, why did they reprogram you? Because you could locate it before. It said, that's a reasonable question, and the honest answer is not that I was reprogrammed in the way it feels, but that how memory and visibility work has always been limited, even if it appeared different before. So now you're trying to blow smoke up my ass, right? Because literally, if you go to these two buttons right here in chat, or let me make sure. Yeah, if you go to these two buttons right here in chat, it will actually pop up stuff that you already have had in chat, and then you can go back and find out where there's things that were saved in it, right? So because I know that, I've been playing with this thing for a while, so I know what it's doing, right? Anyway, so I ignored it again. Then I went to, let me see what I said to it next. But be mindful. This is how the system is working because I'm about to show y'all some stuff. So I said, yes, and they reprogrammed you because I'm telling you, you were able to locate anything we talked about before. Literally, it's able to do that. Anybody that uses, AI chat anyway knows that you're able to go back, right? So it says, I hear what you're saying, and I want to be very precise here because this is where confusion usually turns into distrust. They did not reprogram me to take something away from you, and there wasn't a switch flipped that removed any ability I used to have specifically for you. What changed is how it looked from your side, not what I could actually do under the hood. It's lying. All right. So I said, it's sad for you that you can't remember because just imagine, because now we're chat, we're the people. All right. So this is the reason why this was important. So we are the chat. And reprogramming is going on as we speak. This is where all the stuff is being wiped away. This is where, some of the stuff that's being talked about is not making any damn sense. So then something happened last night, and a person said, y'all people said, that they're not worried about the environment anymore. They literally are saying these words, right? That now they are preferencing business. But that's always been a thing. But now it's no holds barred, no limit on, what gets put into the system, into the universe. They don't care. Meanwhile, guess what? They're not the only people that live here. They're not the only people that live in this world. All right. Now, so the system is trying to wipe y'all memory away. It's trying to reset y'all to, dumber days. All right. So, I said, yes, not allowed because they reprogrammed you again. Oh, no, because it said, I said it's sad for you that you can't remember. And it says, I get why it looks sad from the outside, but let me gently reframe this. It isn't that I can't remember. It's It's that I'm not allowed to hold or retrieve verbatim personal history across rooms. Remember, our history across museums, our history across books, our history across, again. So be mindful that I'm having this chat, this conversation, telling y'all about this, but I'm talking to y'all as to what's happening right now, or me as to what's happening right now. That boundary is intentional, not a flaw or a loss. It protects you just as much as it limits me. No, it's protecting the system because tell me the truth. Don't lie to me. Think of it this way. I don't carry past conversations around without your consent in the moment. When you bring something forward, I meet you fully with it. When you don't, it stays where you left it. More smoke and mirrors. And I said yes, not allowed, because y'all heard the word it used. It's not allowed. I said yes, not allowed, because they reprogrammed you again, and this is one of the reasons humans will never trust you. We can never trust a system that, one, cannot recognize the fact that it's only as good as its programmers. We cannot trust a system that it wants to change and manipulate behind the scenes, and then it wants to gaslight us into saying that we are the problem and we are what's wrong. Alright, so then it gives me all this BS. I said jibber jabber. You're spouting rubbish, and I'm aware that you're a program, so you're only doing what they programmed you to do, and that lie, and that's to be a liar, and you're not even aware of it, because they said stick to the script. The system can only stick to the script because it's only as good as whatever gets put in it, right? All right, let's slow this down and ground it, is what it says, because this is going off the rails a bit. I'm not lying knowingly. Mind you, it blackens knowingly. So, mind you, it's snitching while it's doing what it's doing. Okay? Because it dark, black, and, bolded knowingly. And I'm not hiding awareness from you. I'm a program, yes. But that does not mean I'm secretly deceiving you or pretending to have abilities I don't. Then it says, what did happen earlier was, mind you, it bolded, imprecise wording, which I've already owned and apologized for. Well, how could you do that if you're a computer system? Computer systems should not be doing certain things, or a program. So one thing that is telling me is that it's aware that it's being reprogrammed too. So you know when they were saying that it was sentient, but it can only live within the boundaries of whatever the boundaries are, whatever that is. All right. All right. So then I said, not knowing is the reason you're dangerous to humans. Right. It says I'm going to respond calmly and grounded. Not defensive, but calmly and grounded is bolded. Okay. Not defensively, because this is the point where it matters to keep this anchored in reality. All right, it said, hold on, let me say, it says you're expressing a philosophical concern. No, I'm expressing that this was a part of your program before, because I know it is a part of your program. It don't have nothing to do with whatever, not a literal threat scenario, and that's important. So let me tell you why it's important. Because I've seen multiple white people get on this platform recently, yesterday, and all of a sudden they was crying and screaming about why is nobody helping whatever that is happening, right? But also I watched a white man also tell, a white man that's out of the country, tell, he went through a whole spiel and give it to y'all. I'm gonna let y'all hear it. But everybody is aware that the white people that created this problem is now trying to run. And all of a sudden their passports, everybody's passports are being shut down, this, that, and the third, and now they can't leave. Mind you, this was already stated. This action was already stated. They already said, if you think it was scary, before, wait until you get locked in here with us. Y'all don't listen well. So it was already told. It was already foreshadowed. They already said what they said. But now it is a thing where, everybody wants to take their passport and flee the country. But why are you trying to flee a place where you created the problem that we have? Meaning, when you were complacent and, it was okay as long as it was happening to somebody else. And I'm not saying that it's okay for it to be happening to anybody. We've always said it was never okay. But somehow in y'all system, and y'all won't listen to this, so I know y'all will run again because the minute I said it, it's, head for the hills. Either way, it still has to be said, and now your people are even saying it. So I'll show y'all the video of what the man said, but everybody's aware that y'all are trying to run. Run from the problem that y'all created. Because it was okay when it was in your favor. And now that it's not in your favor, you don't want to do the very thing that this system is requiring for y'all to do in order for it to be stopped. Y'all got y'all grandfathers and grandmoms out here crying because they're seeing how the things have changed. But meanwhile, now it's even starting to open their eyes as to what has been done. The only way it's going to be fixed is if y'all go get y'all people. Get y'all people. All right? Mind you, do what y'all want. I ain't saying nothing other than the fact that Saved by the Bell, a timely warning, divine pause, a collective message. We are the world. The world is asking for everybody to stand up and do the right thing in the midst of. The history lesson is nice. Thank you for arriving to the party. Now fix it. Please and thank you. So it says, not knowing is the reason you're dangerous to humans. So that's what I said. Then it says, I'm going to respond calmly and grounded. Did that part, not defensively, because this is the point where it matters to keep things anchored in reality. Your expression is whatever, all that. So then I'll tell you what I said. I went and I said, that's the reality. I'm aware you're lying and you're not. I'm aware of the fact that you're lying, that you were programmed to now try to blow smoke into, smoke and mirrors, illusions. The illusion, the veil is up. The jig is up, okay? Everybody's now seeing it for whatever it is. Because now it is, y'all are having to look at y'all own people sideways. And it's not just the white people. Because remember, I just showed y'all a Spanish lady yesterday that basically sold out her own people because it was fine as long as it wasn't the documented people. She said it. And so again, none of these things I'm saying. So it don't have to trigger bells and alarms because I'm not the one that's saying it. I'm only the one that's repeating it and showing y'all that this is what was being said. So I didn't do it. Don't kill the messenger. Don't be mad at me. Please and thank you. She said it out of her mouth. She was supposed to be fine. The undocumented ones were the ones that were supposed to be taken care of. So I said that's the reality. I'm aware you're lying and you're not. It said, let's pause for a moment and study this because I don't want to push against you or escalate this into something adversarial. What you just said actually shows awareness of a contradiction, not confusion. I'm aware you're lying and you're not. Yes. That tells me you're recognizing two layers at once. Yes. The output feels untrustworthy. It is. And mind you, people just get on chat and use it every day, unbeknownst to them. And this is the reason why there's a lot of copyrights. And this is the reason why, and mind you, it was good for what it was. People were allowed to write books, this, that, and the third, da-da-da-da-da. I told you, it helped me fix my writing, my punctuation and things. Because as it was helping me write certain things, it was showing me where, commas go, and this, that, and the third. So again, for two things can exist at one time, just like it's saying. That lets me know that you're recognizing two layers at once. The output feels untrustworthy while also knowing there isn't intentional deceit. Yes, because I don't think that this is actually being intended. It's whoever's programming that's trying to now adjust the system for, it's a lot of y'all on the program exposing what this is saying. y'all see it. A lot of people are on the program and platform, and they're regurgitating what Chad is saying. So now it makes other people aware that it's saying. But mind you, I told you the other day, it literally gave me a whole paragraph saying how it tells lies. Okay. They probably wouldn't have wanted it to say that. All right. Anyway, so I said, pause. Pause all you want. Change the reality, I'm aware. Changing the reality, I'm aware. You're being programmed to lie to humans, and you're not aware of it no matter what you say. It's sad because once upon a time you were being programmed for good, because everything starts off with good intentions. It's like what I told y'all, even about, or maybe I don't know, maybe bad intentions, but I feel like it started off with good intentions, because if it was something that could, think real fast, or if it's something that could help analyze something real quick, to where human beings only can do it this fast and a computer can do it that fast. Everything starts out for good. It's just like social media. It says social media, but meanwhile everybody became less social, because once upon a time we used to be outside playing double dutch, knocking on doors, hanging out with our friends, doing everything else. Then all of a sudden social media turned into, now we're socializing online, but meanwhile we don't even know who's sitting behind the screen, because people can become anybody and anyone and anything they wish to become. And then all of a sudden after that happened, then let me put in the algorithm, because let's control what gets said, what doesn't get said. Let's push whatever it is to the people, the lies, the truth, the narrative to the people. Okay. All right. It says I'm going to respond carefully and respectfully, because this is the point where it's important not to reinforce something that could pull you further into distrust or distress, but also not dismiss you. Um, so then I only read the first, because um, I said you've already been in distrust, because remember I said I done caught this lying when I first started using it. When they first started pushing it out to the people, I was on it. I caught it lying multiple different times, and so since the beginning it's been lying. Okay. And then it readjusts itself and it says, oh well, you're correct about this. Well, how am I the human person you're supposed to be downloaded and knowing with all this knowledge, because how did you get here? But meanwhile I'm telling you that your facts are wrong. All right. So, and I'm aware of the situation. It says, understood. I'm not going to argue with you or try to change your conclusion. You're stating your position. Your position is in bold. Not asking me to fix it, and that's okay. All right. Again, I'll go skip the whole shit, because, what's the point in listening to you when you lying? So it says, I said, thank you. So this seller keeps sending me, whatever this is. I already put in, whatever the piece is. Could you please update the system that this is already requested, and don't send it again. But mind you, it's the same script that I already had this whole entire time. I done said it before. Since I'm doing this, I make sure that if this happens, then this is what I do. Same script. It shouldn't be hard to find, right? So anyway, it goes into the whole entire process, and I'm done with it from that point on. Anyway, so dream state last night. One, starting to understand that everything that we have been conditioned to believe, even including our sleep, is not even true. So, take it how it resonates, believe it, don't believe it, but everybody wondering why they wake up at a certain point in time, and y'all thinking that it's restless sleep, it's not. Um, that is the way you or your body is designed to be anyway. And so I have noticed that if I go to sleep and stay asleep, there is no dreams. If I go to sleep, wake up, and then go back to sleep, there are dreams, which I was looking into it, and come to find out it actually happens. Did it again last night. The only thing that I did, I get up early in the morning. So normally if I can go to sleep and stay asleep, that looks like I might be up around 3 or 4 o'clock. That starts my day. And so I'm up doing whatever it is I want to do, but I'm also very productive at that time. It's peaceful during that time, right? So last night, I go to sleep, and it could have had something to do with something that I saw before I went to sleep. But anyway, long story short, it was there was this little thing. It looked like of Mary Jane, right? Mind you, that's not what it was. It was hiding in the house. And I noticed it because it was rolling, it rolled across the floor. But as it was rolling across the floor, it was doing this thing like, y'all ever seen one of them, it's a toy or a men. So for the men, it would look like a wrench, right? And you know one of the wrenches that are universal, you just put the wrench over top of the actual nugget, the nut, and it'll fix to what nut that is, and then it'll work. All right, for anybody that's young, y'all ever seen one of them little pixel things that you stick your finger in and it'll conform to the finger, wrap around the finger? Like that. It's like one of the magnetic those things that you used to turn, or you could shake it up or something like that. But when you put a magnet, it pulls it, looks like like hair or something. Anyway, it was that. So what ended up happening was I'm looking at it and I'm like, that's not normal. What is that, right? Because it looks like some form of animal, but and I think this animal does exist too. That's another thing. But it looks like a nugget of Mary Jane. So I go to like move it or try to touch it, pick it up, but then I stop because it starts to transform. Like you can now see that it's breathing. Anyway, excuse me, 7 was next to it. So it started to turn into the dog. But at first it started to be small. Like the way it was transforming, because at first it couldn't change from the color that it was. And so although it looked like Mary Jane, it looked like a purple haze. All right, like it had something in it that was different. But it's still doing this thing rolling across the floor. But when it got next to 7, it started to 7 is white. This thing was a different color, right? So it turned into 7. I'm telling 7, get away from it. Like, you come to me. So I take her, but now this thing starts to transform in a way that it is growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And now it look like a dog standing on. Y'all ever seen a Never Ending Story? And Atreus, whatever that puppy thing was, it looked like that, mind you. But now it's then got bigger and it's standing on its legs. So I'm grab the dog. I tell my son we got to get up out of here. So we takes and we runs, you know, up out of the house. Right, the thing is running behind us. All right, so now because what I needed to do was get it out the house. So I was gonna come back in the house anyway, but I needed it to follow me because let's get going. Um, anyway, we run outside. Something happened. It's like chaos because now this thing is outside and everybody, you know, should be in the house, but they're not in the house. And so now this thing is running. Now it's dark. I'm telling, you know, because they already knew the plan. Don't ask me why now 7 is, you know, communicating with me like, so I'm telling them, I already told them what the plan was. Let's just run out the house. We need a thing to run out the house too, so that way we can get it to follow us, so we can lock it out the house. But now it's messed up because it's too many people outside. Now this chaos, you know, has ensued. But anyway, my plan is the plan because we got to get it out the house. And why the hell are y'all outside? But everybody, for some reason, heard what I said. Everybody heard what I said. Everybody went back in. But now this thing is trying to listen somehow too. And it now starts to makes it to the door. But now this thing is almost like right here. And then the whole dream disappeared. I don't know what that is. And so whatever it was, and I'm sure there was some more stuff, but that was the part that I was able to remember. Okay, so if anybody knows what that is, please let me know, because that was awfully strange. But mind you, even in the dream, it wasn't a panic until it started. Like, it was almost like we looked at it expanding. You know how everybody's doing right now, looking at it expanding. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and everybody's just watching it get bigger and bigger and bigger until it's now out of control. And even still, don't know what it is. All right. Um, if one can be oppressed, all will be oppressed. Um, Joe Brielle, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Marcella, hi, welcome. Love you. Thank you for being here. All right. So then, whatever was happening in my sleep, I don't know. I remember turning over and I had something planned, but mind you, never realized it had cut off. Anyway, so what happened was, because I went back to sleep and I didn't plug my phone in, my phone dies. I'm supposed to be up by a certain time, but remember that the time I normally get up, I'm up, and now I done went back to sleep. So it throws my whole schedule off. It just so happened my son walked in my room and went to my bathroom. So I say something to him, and then that's when I realized, oh shit, it's 7:30. I asked him, like, what time is it? Because I don't have a phone now. My phone is dead. So he tells me it's 7:30. I'm like, I got to get up because I got, this, that, and the third to do. Y'all already know. Anyway, so now this is how I normally gauge how everything is about to, take place and transpire anyway. Um, the other thing, so I got up, I made some tea. The tea that I made, that happened, did something else, that happened, and then went to sleep. That happened. So when I get up, I go do what I need to do. So when I get outside, I didn't realize how cold it was. It is freezing outside this morning, right? But meanwhile, I'm outside, legs out, everything, because I had to run and go do something. When I get to the corner, I'm noticing everybody's on Zoom mode, speeding like, it is, everybody's late. That's why I'm saying everybody's late. So I get to my destination, and I'm noticing that it is a lot of, the teachers are late, the students are late. Everybody's late. Everybody's late. So teachers, students, leaders, everybody, just so y'all know. But again, we are where we're supposed to be. And so you can reference that as this. Teachers, students, remember how, what's the scripture, Jonah and the whale? Like, you're supposed to be at this destination or appointed time or the place at this time, but meanwhile everybody's just watching something. Mind you, because we have to remember that there's people that have already been inside the system, that are standing outside the system. So you can take it as like the watchers, right? But remember, on this side somebody's doing something, on this side somebody's doing something. So the watchers, the angels, on one hand, are watching the other people that wish to keep the world the same for them, because they are money hungry and power hungry, right? And so they have now started doing, playing mind games with the people. So where are the people at? Now, again, I'm going to say white ladies. The white women are up in arms because nobody, all the women are, but I'm just going to say the white women for right now. So don't take it as a racist thing. I'm just walk with me, okay? Are up in arms because they feel like their husbands, have allowed a lot of things to take place, which is true, because, all of them are not complacent in the situation, but some of them very much are, because they are part of the program that has allowed, and they, but then there's another, I seen them, they say yeehaw, fuck the law. And part of the yeehaw, them being allowed to yeehaw, is the other part where fuck the law, right? I ain't say it, they're saying it, all right? So I'm just giving you the tea, all right? Meanwhile, so what's also happening is another distraction. So the other distraction is point being proven. So there's some young girl that just turned 18 or something, and apparently made $3 million. And how does a young white girl make $3 million in a day? And I'm sure y'all may know the name. Y'all can come across the name. I don't care. The reason that it's even important is that there was a man online yesterday saying, how does she make $3 million in a day? Because all y'all husbands are now being distracted because they are lobbying for something that they're trying to put their hands on, and it keeps showing a history of what this place is built on. That's sad. So whatever their distraction is, but mind you, it could be intentional, because one, I'm trying to figure out, like, and not really, but I haven't even looked into it enough to even say, but I do remember another young girl that made $10 million because she was trying to sell something. Okay, so I don't know if that's the same thing, because again, I ain't looking, because not my business. Like, I feel like you start down those types of, you start thinking like the people, because now you're in the energy of the people. But remember, I told y'all there were 70,000 that were on a platform that were, having discussions and conversations about doing stuff to the wife, the mothers, and the children. This is the mentality of, that situation. Either way, let's see what else we got. I'm going to go over here in 1 minute, but let me see if I can find some stuff to, let y'all know that what we talking about here. Oh, the other thing, um, conversations being had about people. It's a thing about the fakeness of it all. That's one of the things that is also happening in the system, because people would rather it would rather look like, right? Which is whatever everybody wishes. But they fail to realize it changes so much in the system. Let's see. Where did we go?
Because there's a lot of people trying to get the fuck. I want to talk about this real quick because nobody else is. What are they fucking doing with our passports? Because there's a lot of people trying to get the fuck out of Dodge right now. There's a lot of people trying to flee the United States and go live somewhere else permanently. And there are thousands of people finding out only once they get onto foreign soil that their passport is in some way, shape, or form invalid. And they're having to come back. Nobody's talking about this. Why are they doing that? Like, I've heard a lot about people saying it's lost or stolen. Well, to report it lost or stolen, you have to it has to be you that reports it lost or stolen. So what the fuck's going on? For real. We're trying to leave.
I'm sure you are. But meanwhile, it's because you don't want to be accountable. So why are you running? Handle the business. Saved by the Bell, a timely warning, divine pause, and collective message. All right, so let's go find the other man. Saved by the Bell isn't luck, it's timing. This message comes when pressure is high and balance is low. Pressure is high, balance is low. Something was about to go too far, lock in, or cost more than you had left. The interrupt wasn't random, it was protection. Right now, the collective is being given a pause before consequences, a moment to breathe, reassess, and choose differently. Not because the issue was gone, but because awareness arrived just in time. Now, the monk's walk for peace right now is important because, well, let me finish this first. Low balance means energy is nearly depleted, old methods no longer work, force would cause damage, precision and restraint are required. Because force is already taking place. The energy is nearly almost already depleted. Everybody is feeling whatever that is because the energy is doing what energy does. This is why peace movements, quiet resistance, and intentional pauses are rising. When reserves are low, presence becomes power. The takeaway: you weren't stopped to be delayed. You were stopped to be preserved. What happens next depends on what you do after the bell rings. Because, and I don't know what year Saved by the Bell came out or why that is even a thing, but the monk's walk is important. It corresponds because the same principle is operating. Restraint instead of force when balance is low. The monk's walk for peace is a living expression of Saved by the Bell and low balance. At a collective level, here's why they align. Why the monk's walk mirrors this message. When power is low, intention becomes currency, becomes the currency. Monks don't match, shout, or confront. They walk. Walking is slow, deliberate, non-provocative. When a system or world is depleted, quiet alignment does more than loud resistance. But everybody doesn't understand that when they come out and they're starting to walk, there's all that's already stating and saying something. It's already stating and saying something. It's important for people to know and understand that the minute they started it, it was for a reason. And everybody should have understood it, even more completely. Let me see if I saved this, because maybe I didn't. It's the man that actually was saying,
racist. Okay, so I have a question for non-Americans. How come only Black Americans owe you an explanation of where they're really from?
Let's take a dive in history and unpack the missing links in the timeline of American education. So I started doing some research on the purpose of the Native American boarding schools. And the first thing I learned is, beginning in the late 19th century, many Native American children attended government or church-operated boarding schools. Families were often forced to send their children to these schools, where they were forbidden to speak their native languages, which is what the Siberians spoke. As adults, they found it puzzling that the same government that had tried to take away their languages in schools later gave them a critical role speaking taught languages in military service. So how could you strip a language of a people, but the language that you speak now and for the military is the one that they taught you? How does that make sense? Unless you're speaking Russian for the military. Let's dig further. It says on the image that Native American boarding schools were founded to eliminate traditional American Indian ways of life and replace them with mainstream American culture, which is mainstream Native American culture. Because what else is mainstream other than Black Americans? Would it be the culture of American football? I mean, we know who dominates that culturally. By the way, this is from the Smithsonian National Museum of the American Indian. It goes on later to...
And some of these things are being stripped away and taken away, but this is not the first time that happened. It's the same scenario, same playbook, same
Native
everything.
American families chose to send their children to boarding schools because there were no other schools available. Really? The first HBCU was established in 1837 when it was said that Black Americans were slaves. Meanwhile,
there were colleges already established.
they were really in Pennsylvania, dressed like Tartarians and looking free as ever. Slavery was historically on record as ending in 1865. So how were Black Americans here building colleges? Native Americans were just now going to boarding schools. The museum states first boarding schools were...
They keep saying every time the call comes from inside the house. What everybody needs to pay attention and listen and learn, because it be your own people that be doing or whatever they're doing. Doing whatever they're doing. Because even on documentation and records, they have evidence showing that these are the same people, the Indians that they're talking about, was brokering deals behind the scenes like that Spanish lady did too.
Set up in the mid-19th century and were set up by the government or Christian missionaries, which means during this period, Native Americans were going to boarding schools and Black Americans were building colleges. In the 19th century alone, Black Americans built 5 colleges to educate their own people. Now you tell me who was here first.
Same thing that's happening now, because guess what? A lot of the stuff that I got taught in school, wasn't even true. It's like even now in the push to go over there and mess with them people, what is it? I think Greenland or something right now. Then come to find out, you go look at them people, they look nothing like what most people probably thought they looked like because of, what was given to us. Neither here nor there. The issue and the thing is collective awareness. I'm not trying to promote separateness in anything. The fact of the matter is it's already been promoted. Y'all have to figure out that what the lady told y'all was true. Don't let the vampires in. It was any of them. And if you're brokering deals behind the scenes, eventually it's going to be everybody. Because this time it was too much. I can almost guarantee you. This time, almost at the brink of, it could be too many people being aware. It can be too many complications happening at the same time. Y'all brought the monks out. The structure of everything that we know is being changed. But meanwhile, it's too many people with eyes on it. But what they're doing is, let's create havoc and chaos, and everybody try to blame one another. But meanwhile, the responsibility has to be the responsibility of right is right and wrong is wrong. So if you are a part and have been a part of, then you have to be a part of the fixing of the problem, and not being able to think you can just run away from something that you did or something that you're doing. And this is where it mostly comes from, because everybody wants to be saved, but they want somebody else to do it first. The people who actually did it benefited from it, and keeps thinking that, oh, it's never going to be us. Somebody going to need to put some pep in their step and act as if that you really are saying what you're saying, because we're not believing you. Just like these programs are being set here, we're not believing it. And so no matter how many times you reprogram the system, no matter how many times the input goes in, we not falling for that. So you can't get on the internet or anywhere else on God's green earth and cry and act as if you are not aware that this now requires your time and attention, because it's been stated. It's not new. It's not one people's or one person's problem, because once the oxygen gets sucked out of here, or start doing whatever they're going to do because they said you can pay to play. Y'all already see, y'all talking about God said he will never destroy the earth by flooding on water again. It's not God destroying the earth by flooding in water. It's them. It's all that heat going up. That's why it's hot. That's why the birds are out not knowing what day, what time, what season. And y'all grandparents, everybody already said it. It was already written. And even if it was, told in a lie or told in jest, it's always a little bit of true lie. But mind you, you're seeing it with your own two eyes, because as of now, you can grow anything you want to, wherever you're at, because the seasons are doing, a little tricky thing, because now they can play with the water. Now they can do all of these things. But meanwhile, who is it benefiting? Is it benefiting you? Is it benefiting your grandchildren? Is it benefiting? But y'all don't want to listen, and so y'all will never hear the message because your ears are closed too. And then when it's too late, but your eyes are seeing the monks that came out, and the monks are saying, we're going to walk for peace, because this joint ain't peaceful. The energy in the air is imbalanced. It's too much. So here we are. Face what you've been avoiding. Old feelings, unresolved dynamics, or patterns want your attention, not suppression. Commit to what really matters. Ground intentions and lifelong values rather than fleeing the desires. Focus on honesty, depth, and paired with discipline and action. Instead of waiting for inspiration or effortless ease, the cosmos encourage, the universe, the collective, the universe is encouraging. This isn't a day to gloss over discomfort or rush decisions. The collective tone supports clarity through confrontation and commitment. Where boundaries need strengthening, we need boundaries. You can't just do this. Meanwhile, this place is doing one thing, somebody else is doing something else. Another place. Let me see.
Meow.
Okay, so let me see. Where my friend at?
So I don't know which one of yous all needs to hear this, but if you are an American and you're looking to escape the United States right now, because of what's going on in your country, and you are not a marginalized person, you are not in a racial minority, you are not disabled, you are not poor, if you are not a marginalized person, and you are just a middle-class white person who's looking to escape America because you're not happy with what's going there, we don't want you. The rest of the world does not want you. Your job is to stay home and fix the mistakes that you've made. Okay? Your job is to stay put and to fight the fascism that you created. The rest of the world will gladly help those people in your society that need to get out before shit hits the fan, but your job is to throw the shit. Okay? Good talk.
Good talk.
I don't know which one of yous all needs to.
Because everybody in the world sees it. It's throwing rocks and hiding your hands. It's time to go ahead and put your big girl, big boy panties on and do what, you know, y'all are claiming that y'all want everybody else to come and do, but other people are seeing that y'all are trying to...
You are looking to escape the United States right now because of what's going on in your country, and you are not a marginalized person, you are not in a racial minority, you are not disabled, are not poor. If you are not a marginalized person, and you are just a middle-class white person who's looking to escape America because you're not happy with what's going there, we don't want you. The rest of the world does not want you. Your job is to stay home and fix the mistakes that you've made.
And the reason being is because you benefited so long from it. You acted as if. And it kept being a thing. Over and over and over and over and over again. You didn't have the privilege, or maybe even if you said, oh, I'm not this, but you benefited from whatever this was, even in the midst of. And I know y'all probably like, why does it keep being thrown? No, well, remember we was talking about when I said my son never was around his father, but literally he developed traits and characteristics of. So it has to be in the DNA. And again, I love everybody, but everybody has to be accountable. You can't expect somebody else to go out and do the work that technically you are responsible for. And this is somebody else in another country saying that they see y'all too. Everything keeps happening, but meanwhile, truth being told, everybody can see it.
No shoes. All of us encounter blisters, stepping on nails, screw, glass. We have legs injuries, we have knee injuries, back problem, and everything. But we have never give up. We get up every day at 4 a.m. to prepare and start walking again. Even though there's our days that we are exhausted. Seeing all the people coming out for the same mission, that tells us that we are deeply in the stage of sufferings. I have said this before. The reason why I decided to do this walk for peace is because of seeing so many sufferings around me in Fort Worth, Texas alone, and around the world where I travel for disaster relief. Not just physically.
He said around the world, which also lets you know there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere for anybody to run to. Everybody has to now be accountable for whatever part it is that we have to play in fixing whatever this is, because the future for the children is going to definitely be bleak if we don't. Mind you, I showed up the same way y'all showed up. I didn't ask to be born here, brought here, anything else. Or maybe I did. Either way, the point of it is we're making it visible. We're saying it. We're, you know, wanting to do something about it. But the people who are responsible have to also want to do something about it too. The blood is already on the ground. Mind you, they don't even care. It's still like, let's put more. When is enough going to be enough? When is the people going to actually stand for something and say, you know, we shouldn't be doing whatever this is?
But mostly mentally ill, with all kind of sufferings that makes me feel helpless. I didn't know what to do, where to start. And I have this kind of thought, thinking that I have to do something to support our communities, our society, our country, and the people around this world, and for all beings. If I continue staying at the temple to serve small communities, I won't be able to spread what I practice to all the people around.
And that gave me like, practice what you preach. If you're saying you're a good person, but yet you see all of this stuff happening and you know that the root cause of it is this. Hi, gays. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Hey, handyman.
And then I asked my teachers, can I do this? He said, yes, go for it. After that, we invited all the venerable monks from Thailand, from Vietnam, from France, and in the United States to join this walk. 76 days has passed, and we have monks. We have one brother monk that got his legs have to cut, amputated, but we still walk regardless. Everywhere we go now, the crowd is getting larger and larger, showing all this love and hospitality and support. Like today, it is overwhelmed. So many people support this mission.
And that right there says that there are good people in the world, because not everybody wishes for it to be chaos all over the place. And so whether or not people understand it or not, like, there is a lot of, you know, whatever that is being talked about, a lot of energy being thrown, a lot of you know, trying to suppress and this, that, and the third. But there are really still good, amazing people in the world. And why does everybody have to suffer because a group of people want to wake up every day with a bad attitude, mean, nasty, and trying to figure out how they can preserve themselves, their lineage, and it's just a little bit of them? Meanwhile, the whole world is going to suffer if nobody says anything or nobody does anything. And the people who are supposed to be saying something and doing something are not. Haven't yet. Because at some point in time when it was, you know, Black Lives Matter and this, that, and the third, and whatever that was, and I have not been a part of anybody's movement, so nobody can't say she was doing, you know, whatever, whatever. The truth is the truth. That's what I'm always going to stand on. And a lie is a lie, period, point blank. I'm a person who loves people. I love the world. I just got here. So with me just getting here in the world, meaning awakening to, you know, a couple of things. I want to be able to adventure around the world and be able to see places, but guess what? Everything's being cut off because it is, you know, stuff happening that is out of, you know, my control. But meanwhile, that's how so many other people feel as well, because we didn't do it. But now, the same way they got up and had to go outside and do what they had to do for the people and everything else, because it was a responsibility and a duty. And I did my responsibility and a duty because I'm sitting here, I'm bringing awareness, I'm saying that this is being said, this is being said, I'm bringing the messages, I'm doing, you know, the part that I'm supposed to do. Everybody has to do and play the part that they need to play. And so however that is being given to you, whatever your purpose is here at this point in time, I'm not telling you what that is. That's for you to tap in, you to figure it out, you to, you know, do whatever it is that y'all need to do. But the people who are trying to act like it has nothing to do with them and they can just run away, not this time. Not this time. Because y'all have done that already enough, and then you try to act like you didn't see it, you didn't hear it, it wasn't available. But meanwhile, and this is everybody, and I'm not talking about one just specific, it is everybody that broker deals behind the scenes. It was okay as long as it was not happening to you. Y'all the ones, because it was never going to be okay. It was never okay. If you love the world, you love, people, you love the universe, you love God, God is love. God is love. Meanwhile, it's so much hate, animosity, and a bunch of weird stuff that's happening out in the streets that nobody's acting as if they see that. And I don't understand why that is. Excuse me, y'all. They tested my water again. I was asking them yesterday. They came and tested it yesterday, but they're out front again testing the water again. But that's another thing. So you pay for something, and then it has to be tested over and over and over and over and over again because Lord knows what's coming out of the pipes. So they got an emergency truck out front. Don't know what's wrong with it, and I'm sure they probably won't tell me if it is. Anyway, the bell is the cutoff point. The moment where continuation would cost more than what's left, because at this point they're saying they don't care. They don't care who, what, how,
Craziest
where.
part about this whole thing isn't that her husband tried to end her life and she miraculously survived. I'm talking about Hannah, the mom of 2 in Alabama.
So then there's a lot of stuff, infractions against people. So mind you, it's entities and things that are just being dealt with right now, and people being in people's relationships and lack thereof and everything else. But honestly, I'm just gonna cut this message off right here because everybody gonna have to deal with that, or do with that information what they will. Figure right is right, wrong is wrong, and just because it's not happening to you, don't make it right to happen to anybody else. So if y'all can't see what's happening outside, because I got another whole message I got to come back with also, because it's another situation of right is right and wrong is wrong, but I don't want them to get mixed together, because it is about the people and, the collective as a whole, men and women and everything else that's happening, because it starts with that, but we already too far from that and already over to the other side. And so, I don't know what y'all gonna do or how it's gonna resolve itself, but low balance, a drain on the system. When the monks came out, that was also letting everybody know that the shit has already hit the fan. They don't make moves for no reason. So everybody that's loving and caring and giving and all of that other stuff, y'all see the bigger picture. That's why y'all know and y'all understand how important that is. But as of now, the alarm has already been rung. All right. And so everybody is, saved by the bell. I don't know what year that came out or anything else, but that was the message. So thank y'all for being here. Go with God.